Tennessee's in a very unique situation when it comes to school choice in that because we don't have an income tax, there are some programs that we can't have, such as tax credit scholarships, which is a good thing overall, but also a leader in that we're one of the 6 states that currently has an ESA program. ESAs, which stand for Education Savings Accounts. The best way to think of it is it's like a health savings account where you get about 90% of the tax dollars that you were going to spend to go to your public school. The public school keeps 10% and you get that 90% essentially on a debit card that you can use for dedicated education expenses. So things like textbooks or therapy, tutoring, private school tuition, technology services, anything that is a dedicated education expense. But then also the neat aspect is that any money that's not used rolls over that they can use for their parents for college tuition. As expensive as college is getting these days, the ability to take dollars that they would have spent anyways, it's being spent in taxes, and you can use it more efficiently and more conservatively to help pay for that, for those college expenses, gives a lot of empowerment to particularly lower and middle income families where oftentimes just cannot afford college. We've seen education scores and rankings go up in Tennessee, but there's still a lot of work to do. And so ESAs would allow parents to really design and customize their children's educational experience that would be best suited for them. And that's what would really allow Tennessee to become a national leader in childhood education. Every child is unique, and so the ability to give parents the opportunity to choose what their child needs, particularly if Tennessee wants to continue to be a high growth state, a state that attracts people, that people want to move to, one of the biggest things that companies and people always look at is how are their schools? And an ESA program is going to make us a national leader and give us the attention that says Tennessee cares about business, lower taxes, but it also cares about our children. That's the most important thing in a parent's life, is what's best for my child, and that's what allows them to do that. ESAs and school choice is one of the central tenets of Beacon's mission because we seek to remove those government barriers to empower people to live their lives. The idea that, what ends up happening is there's a lot of lower and middle income families basically only have one choice: go to the school from where they live or leave their community, pick up and move, and oftentimes that's really not an option. And so it really gives them that flexibility to choose what's best for them. And in terms for me personally, my wife and I plan to have children someday, and the thinking about schooling and where we want our family to live, it shouldn't have to be a binary choice of picking where you live just because of a school. You want that to be a part of the factors, but if you really like an environment but you like schools across town, why shouldn't that be a legitimate option for you? And so I think that's why school choice and ESAs are a huge issue for us and Tennesseans.